Right then, we are live. Hi guys, I know there's a few people in the chat already. I'm a little bit early today, but I'm trying to get into a habit of getting... It's a very, what's the word? It's like an elaborate plan Thursdays for me, because I always go up to the charity shop and drop my post off at like 11:45. Well, on a Thursday I do anyway. But I drop it off about that time, and then I go to the charity shop. But if I get held up at the charity shop, it then means that I don't get back here till like 12:25, and then I have to make lunch, and then I do Thursday Talks, because by the time Thursday Talks is done, it's too late for me for lunch. I get hungry so quick. So, yeah, it's like an elaborate plan, but I've managed to work out, like, what time I need to leave to be able to get down to the post office, then go to the charity shop, then get back in time to make lunch, then get back in time for 1 o'clock to do Thursday Talks. And that time is about 20 to 12, not 1:45. When I leave at 1:45, if I get held up at the charity shop, then it means that I can get back here, and sometimes I'm either a little bit late or I just manage to get on time. But I like to be a little bit early, so yeah, so I managed to work it out now. But it's very, because I like my days, I really do like my days to be structured, so I plan things down to a minute, you know, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, all that sort of stuff, to make sure I do the things in a good sequence of events, because that's how I look at life, it's a sequence of events. But anyway, we won't get into that. First off, I wanted to coin a new phrase that I actually think is really, really cool. So, I've got some warm tea here, but what I wanted to coin the phrase, right, because you know, I've said to you often on camera, oh, my tea's gone cold and I'm drinking my cold tea. Well, I've got a new phrase that I actually really like. So, here's the phrase. You're not working hard enough if you're drinking hot tea. How cool is that? Because if your tea's gone cold, you know you must have been doing something else before drinking your tea. So, you're not working hard enough if you're drinking hot tea. If you're drinking cold tea, you know you're working hard enough because you've been doing work beforehand, why your tea's been left on the side to go cold. So I really like that. I think that's a pretty cool saying, a little like phrase, and I hope I'm the first to coin that. So, you know, because I'm having that. That is on YouTube now permanently. I also wanted to mention, is the stream running okay? Because it was giving me a bit of jip a minute ago. So I don't know. Right, 1 sec, I'm just looking in the chat. I've neglected the chat for the first couple of minutes then. We've got Peter in. Wow, Peter's got a load of messages there. Hey ads, great on Z, winning by 1 point. Oh, I've not watched that, what was it, a thrifting challenge or something that Z did with Bonafide Hustler. I've not watched that yet. I didn't stay up till 1 AM. I did see the chat chat, and he said, was it on the chat chat he said? Or did I watch the chat back? I'm not sure whether I watched the chat back a day later or whether I watched it live. I don't think I did watch it live. But yeah, I didn't stay up till 1 PM or whenever it was. But I need to watch that back, yeah. Only 4 more Thursday Talks to go till the giveaway. Very true, yeah. 7th of December, I believe the date is for the giveaway. We've got Southwest Sellers in there. Hi there, Gary. Mike, hi, ads and chat. Mike ads. What, is the mic a bit funny or something, or do I need to plug in something? Is if anyone oh, robot ad. Oh right, oh god, wait 1 second. Sorry, I neglected that. What's happening here now? Right, 1 sec. Let me just get the mic. I'll see if I can't plug my mic in. Let's see if this will work. This will probably work. No, I'm not fiddling about with all that. I'll get that off in a bit, but I can plug this in. It's got all my headphones attached to it. Oh god, which one do I want pulling out now? This one. Right. Plug this in. Let's see what happens. Whoa, right, okay. Okay, we've got 2 mics working now. How's this? Is this working? Is this working? Tell me if that's working. It should be, but I don't know. It's saying it is on here. Yeah, that should be working. Yeah, it's working. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry for all of you watching back as well. Sorry. Like having the same channel on in different rooms. Oh, right, okay. Well, it should be working now. Sorry about that. Good job I had my backup mic ready. Right then. Everyone's saying robot. Sounds like you're in a tunnel. Hi, Andy. Peter says. Chrissy says, my ears hurt. Done all these chats and he still gets it wrong. Classic ad. Literally, I will do this every week forever, and I will not get it right. I'm like that. There'll always be problems. 5 mins on ads. Come on. 5 mins on. Oh right, yeah. Sorry, it was just because I wasn't looking at the chat. I was rambling, wasn't I? Mic ads working. Yeah, so right, everything should be working. Cool. So, what I don't want to say today. Oh yeah, that's the topic. Sorry, I'm still drinking my tea here. That's the topic. Yeah. Reselling. What was it? Let's double check the title. I forgot the title now. Reselling during economic downturns. Now, don't worry, we're not going to go into some weird like economic class or whatever. But I just wanted to. You know, every week I always say this. I discuss on Thursday Talks the things I've been thinking of that week. That's how I do it. That's how I get my subject matter. And every week I always think about a lot, so I always end up getting a subject matter. Sometimes it's the same as we've had, but usually I can muster up something different. But on Saturday, I was watching a few videos, and I was thinking, because I'm invested in cryptocurrency, I was thinking, I wonder what would happen during a financial crash or an economic downturn to cryptocurrency, because the cryptocurrency world is so new that it's not experienced an economic downturn or anything like that yet, not a massive one anyway. So yeah, I was wondering like, and then what occurred to me was, well actually I wonder what would happen to reselling. I wonder what effect it would have on us as resellers. Now, I know a lot of people say don't talk about the ifs and all that sort of stuff, but because we live in a boom-bust economy and things, you know, go up and go down, it's like a roller coaster, the economy of the world, it isn't an if. You know, an economic crash or financial crash is a when. It is going to happen. We're going to have another crash at some point. Whether, you know, a few people are saying it might be next year, other people are thinking it's further down the road, we've got a little bit longer of stability, but at some, you know, some point it's gonna happen. So it's nice for me, as someone who likes to analyse stuff, I like to analyse what it would be like in order just to get a bit of perspective. I'm not trying to make people scared or anything like that. I just want to analyse what it would be like, you know, what people's reaction to the financial crash would be and how that would impact us as resellers. It's just very interesting to me to talk about that, really. So I wanted to talk about it just for a little bit at the start, and then we can get on with some other questions and stuff as well. But like, what would happen? How would sales be impacted? What would be the this is a discussion open to everyone. What would be the impact? Would it be negative or positive? Because I've got a theory, and I'll just quickly flick onto the chat so I know that I'm keep reading the chat, because I always neglect the chat. Hi Peter, hi Bumcrack Picker says, Bumcrack Picker. I'm just gonna say BCP like Phoebe says there, because it's really disorientating when I say Bumcrack Picker. So Phoebe's in the chat there. Hi Sue's Piles of Shame. Hi everyone, how's it going? It is going good, Sue, at least my end anyway. Think positive. Cryptocurrency is just that not real. Is just that not real? What? That doesn't even make sense. Is just that not... Do you mean it's not real? Well, it is real, but we just don't know... For one, we wouldn't know how long it lasts. For two, we don't know what's going to happen in a financial crash. But a lot of people are thinking this is going to be a future of money and stuff like that. And that's another subject in economics, really. Like, a lot of people don't understand, but within I'm a bit out of the camera shot here. In economics, a lot of markets and a lot of you know, like the economy of a country is determined by the people in the country. You know, if it wasn't the people in the country, the economy wouldn't be there, because the economy is driven by the people and the jobs and all the rest of it, and the spending and the saving of people and buying of houses. All that stuff generates, and that's generated by people. So if everyone in the country or everyone in the world is fearing a financial crash, right? Let's say the economy is going pretty okay, right? Pretty okay. It's going fair, right? It's going steady, it's stable. If everyone in the world, from some massive authority figure, like all over the world, all the news was saying there's going to be a financial crash, even though everything was stable, if some news started saying, like all news over the world started saying there's going to be a financial crash, there would be a financial crash because the news was telling everyone there was a financial crash, because people would start thinking, oh my god, I've got to start pinching my pennies, I've got to start counting, you know, not pinching my pennies, but I've got to start counting my pennies. Then that cuts off spending, and then it goes into an economic bust, you know. So the thing is, people are the key. If everyone was like, if everyone was on one level, like we were all robots, the economy, I think, personally, if it's just a personal opinion, it's not fact or anything, but I think the economy would be a lot more stable if we were all on one level. But because we're all different people, different opinions, different ways we do things, different jobs, different attitudes, everything, that makes us have this boom bust economy. It's essentially because we're human. If we weren't human, if we were like just robots, the economy, I feel, would work a lot better. But because we're human, we have all these emotions and ups and downs, and that spurs people from not spending, or people spending loads and loads of money, and then that means the economy goes in whack. But getting onto the reselling side of things now, how would it affect reselling? So let's say there was an economic downturn, people started, you know, tightening the belts, they weren't spending as much, they were a little bit, you know, cautious and stuff like that. What would that mean for us? Well, let's just quickly dive into the chat. Yes, that would happen. Soldan Funky says, yes, ads, that would happen, but not because of action, because of co-creation. We create our own reality, right? So let's not focus on potential negatives. You still doing full-time selling, Daz? No vids, what's going on? Smartly Reselling says, still not up. What do you mean? Of course, you stop, you lose. One sec. I'm just having a look in the chat. Still not up. What does he mean by still not up? Of course, you stop, you lose. Doodaloo. What happens if it starts booming again? Ads, why so negative? I'm not being negative. I'm trying to evaluate. It's not negative. It's like I'm a scientist. Let's say I'm a scientist. I want to analyze. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to separate my emotion from it, and I'm trying to analyze what would happen. All I want to know, right, is from people like, let's say, people who've been doing reselling before 2007, before the economic crash. I want to know what would happen, because I've not been in reselling long enough, or in business long enough, to experience an economic crash while I've been in business, right? I want to know what that's like. I'm really like, I'm thirsty, I'm curious, I want to know what that's like. I want to know what would happen. I want to know what would happen to financial markets. I want to know what would happen to cryptocurrency. I want to know what happens to reselling. I'm not trying to be forcibly negative. I'm just trying to analyze, and I want to gain more information on that, you know. So it's basically, I'm trying to look at it as like a market analyst or something like that. That's what I'm trying to think. I think personally, in terms of reselling, those of us who sell used goods might not be affected as much as those of us who sell new goods, right? So if a mother, let's say, if a mother wants to buy her child a new toy or whatever, in an economic downturn, they're not going to buy from new necessarily, because they're going to be thinking, well, I've got to save money wherever I can, but I want my child to have that latest toy, or that toy because it's Christmas or whatever it is, or it's his birthday or her birthday. Well, what they're going to do is they're going to buy used. So therefore, if more people are trying to save money but still spend on the things like toys and stuff like that for their kids that really want it, or whatever it is really, then they're going to find a way to do that, whether that buy used or whatnot. So I'm thinking that in an economic downturn, there might be a slight uptrend in used good sales rather than new good sales. Now that's just an opinion based, just like me speculating, but that's what I'm talking about. I want to analyze. I crave that curiosity, that that looking into things and things like that. And also, how can you profit off a financial crisis? So if we get back to more positive, people saying I'm being a bit negative. So how can you profit off financial crisis? Well, markets go down, stock markets go down horrifically, all these sorts of things. So if you're not invested in stock markets at that current time, well, I think this is going to be true for cryptocurrency as well when we see the next financial crisis. It might not happen, it might go up, cryptocurrency, but if things are going down massively and you've got your money in just a fiat currency, so like USD or Great British Pound or whatever, then you can use that money, invest in stocks when they're at the lowest, and then when we return to a more stable and booming economy, then what can happen is you can profit massively off that. So this is what I'm trying to think. I'm trying to prepare myself, thinking what it's going to be like in my own business. How can I profit in the time where profit is hard to come by? I'm just analysing. I'm not trying to be negative, as I say. I just get very analytical like that. Maybe I should be as I say, like a market analyst or an analyst of some form, because I like that sort of part of economics, or part of markets and stuff. I just like that part, that kind of subject. So then, where are we? Ads, go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People stop spending in a downturn, they concentrate on basics first. Then if they have money left, they will probably buy second hand. Yeah, that was exactly what I said. That's awesome. Well, that's exactly what I said in terms of buying second hand. Let's talk about it booming. How would you manage if you started selling more and earning more? Who would be able to source enough stuff or even afford crypto? Gets too expensive to buy. Well, the reason I like to look at the reason I wanted to talk about it going down is because it's a positive for me. Because in terms of investing, not in terms of reselling, but in terms of investing, if we had a downturn in the market, it would be mega good news for me, because I'd be like, right, I'm getting in, I'm going to throw all my money into this, or loads of, well, not all my money, because that's stupid, but loads of money into this, and then when we return to normal, I'm going to be making a shed ton of money. So that's why I want that's the kind of vision I had for it, in terms of talking about an economic downturn. But yeah, if it was booming, if the economy was booming, because I don't think we are at a booming economy at the moment. As I say, I think we're just running stable. I don't think we're mega booming, but we're certainly not in a downturn or anything, so we're just running stable. But if it really started to curve upwards, as Do It Yourself was saying, if it started to really curve upwards, then obviously if people have got more money, then they're more likely to spend on things like luxury goods or new products and things like this. They get, maybe expensive clothing, or I don't know, you'd see less people shopping at charity shops, more people shopping at places maybe not quite as high as Selfridges or whatever, but certainly department stores, things like that. They're gonna see more business, things like that. So because of that, we're going to see a knock-on positive effect to reselling. We're going to sell a lot more, especially people who are selling new goods. I imagine people who are selling new goods are going to see a massive upturn, because people are going to go back from buying less second-hand stuff to more new stuff. So people who are selling a lot more new goods, new and sealed stuff, are I think it's going to help them. And yeah, overall, in terms of if there was a massive boom economy, then you would need to, you'd probably suffer in terms of the workload, because you'll have to get some staff involved. You'll have to get well, I mean, it's probably not suffer, it's probably the wrong word, but you know, you'll have to expand, and that will obviously help your business grow, and it's just going to be an all kind of positive thing if the economy goes massively up like that. But yeah, I just wanted to play around with some different different sort of not theories, what's the word? Oh, I forgot the word. Different instances, that's it. I wanted to play around with some different instances and just see, because they're not only instances, they are things that will happen. They are things that are going to happen at some point. And it's good just to think about that. I'm one of those people who just love thinking about things like that. But yeah, so where are we? Basically, watch the film Oh, one sec. Where was that? Basically, watch the film I, Robot featuring Will Smith, and you'll get an idea of a future full of robots. I know I've watched that, but it was so long ago, I don't know what, you know, I haven't a clue that. But I'm not necessarily meaning well, I said robots, but what I kind of mean is computer programs. Like, if the world was run solely by computer programs, obviously there's problems that can occur with computer programs, but if you were to have an economy in a computer program, like kind of what the blockchain is starting to do, if you had that, I feel there'd be less of this up down, and there'd be more of this straight line kind of economy. But then you've got things like, you know, as I say, if the computer programs go down, then we're dependent more on technology and things like that. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? You know, there's pros and cons for both. So it's so the direction of the future that we're going, I can't see it. I haven't a clue what's going to happen. But there's a route for efficiency, and then there's a route that in terms of, you know, going all in on technology and things like that. But then there's a route for pure humanity and making the world better in terms of environmentally friendly and all that sort of stuff. That will that I personally would like to go down that route. Like, I say that I'd like an efficient economic system, which I would, but I also would like a world that is more environmentally friendly and things like that. But that's getting like really deep down into it now. Let's have a look here. Same as a house prices, all good buying a house for 30k 30 years ago, now sell it for 250. I know, that's crazy, innit, with the house prices. They've gone up like insane amounts. 30 years ago, now sell for 2. But nicer house are 500 say, so still can't afford to move out. Yeah, I know. So I mean, with the housing market and stuff, that's another topic altogether, but it's pretty crazy how much it's gone up, you know, the housing market, like in the last 30, 40, 50 years. It's pretty insane. But I think, like, even if, you know, houses are quite expensive now, but if you buy it now, there's probably going to be a similar uptrend in the next 30 years, depending on population increases and stuff like that. Like, if the government decides to, like, build loads more houses, which I think there are plans to do that, then that's going to affect the housing market negatively. But if houses are being built slower than population's increasing or something like that, then it's going to affect it positively. But yeah, I mean, I really like I really want to, like, look at the housing market and property investment a lot more than I'm thinking about it, but I want to, like, really look at it for sort of a long-term plan, you know, 10, 15, 20 years, something like that. Ads with his trench coat on, selling watches and fake currency on the black market. Oh my god. Oh, year like Trump, North Korea equals World War III. What is that? What? Oh, year like Trump, North Korea, World War III. Do you mean 1 year or year? Smart Reselling says adaptability is key. If you have that, then no matter where the market is, you'll have a foothold. Exactly, that's really true. You know, no matter that's why I like to analyse what's going to go on in the future, because I can get a foothold back now. Like, if you think to yourself, where's things going in the next year, 2, 3 years? Really, you can't look more beyond that. You can't really look more than a year. But you know, if you can look a little bit in the future, you can start to plan a little bit and think, and you can plan around it, and you can start getting over the top, or you know, you can get on the top without actually, you know, with doing some planning beforehand, instead of having to confront it when it hits you. You know, if you plan things, I know plans are going to change, or circumstances going to change around your plans, but if you have some sort of analysation or plan or thinking for the future, then you've got a foothold already there and then. And then when it hits you, whatever that may be, you've got a basic plan, you've got a foundation of which to build on. So that's why, as I say, I like analysing and plans and stuff like that. Like the bloke on Resident Evil, the merchant selling stuff, but that's weapons and stuff. Oh no, Southwest L says Doctor Who. Do It Yourself Lifestyle says, in second-hand market we should be able to offer people a good deal in a bad financial times or good financial times. That's what we do, is offer people who don't want or need new stuff. Very true, yeah, that is exactly what we do. You know, we offer an alternative to buying new stuff, especially selling second-hand. You know, you know, for those people who can't afford new, it's always nice for them to come to us. They're happy a lot of the time. Actually, funnily enough, I was reading through my positive feedback last night. I don't do this, and I don't think a lot of people do this. I don't think they read through their positive feedback as much as they should. The last time I read my, you know, all my feedbacks was, I don't know, it must have been 6 months to a year ago. Honestly, that is God honest truth. I just do not look at it. I just get them in, you know, I see on my dashboard, +2 positive feedback, +4 positive feedback, +1 positive feedback. You know, every day I see that. And I just think, oh right, great, as long as it's not a negative, I'm cool. But the thing is, I just spent 5-10 minutes last night just reading through my positive feedback, and the sense of pride, elation, happiness I got from that was really, really immense. You know, it was really powerful, because I was reading through it all and I was thinking, oh my god, you know, you might get that one negative every 6 months, every 3 months, every 12 months, however often you get negatives. You know, you might get that one negative, but day in, day out, you're getting those positives, or at least you should be if you're a really good seller. Day in, day out, you're getting those positives. And if you read them, you when you see it on your dashboard, you don't think, oh, you just think, oh, it's a positive, you know, great. But when you read them, when you sit down to read them, it all becomes real, that you've actually delivered a good service. And, you know, when I'm packing items, I do try my best to pack them, I do try my best to photograph them, all that sort of stuff, with the occasional time when I'm tired, I'm unmotivated or whatever, and I do a crap picture. I generally don't, like, pack my items crap even if I'm tired, because I know that's going to have a really bad effect if it gets broken in the post, something like that. But I try my best to do the photos, do the research, do the packaging, and it's just nice to read those comments. And there were so many lovely comments in there, and it's just genuinely people who were thankful for me putting that item up for sale, and you know, receiving it, and me giving them a good deal. As we're getting back to the question there that do-it-yourself lifestyle asked, you know, they were just thankful that I put it up at a good price and they got a decent deal. So it would, you know, it was just really, really nice to read my positives. And I think if ever I get a negative in the future, I think immediately what I'm going to do, if I remember, because I might not remember, probably won't remember, but if I remember, I'm going to immediately read all my other recent positive feedbacks, and then I'm going to think to myself, well, what was I worried about that one negative, you know? Your brain switches then, because you thought to yourself, well, look, I've got 100 odd positives this month or whatever it is, and there's that one negative or something, you know, that I might not get a negative in another 4 or 5 months. So you think to yourself, well, that ratio is really good. So once you read those positives and it all becomes reality, what you're doing and what you're doing is good, you then start thinking to yourself, well, oh, I don't care about that negative. I don't care, you know. So it was a nice thing for me to do last night, and I certainly am going to try and do it a bit more. Right, here we go. Southwest Cell says, how is the cabinet going? Any change? No, I rang up again yesterday. No change. I'm going down on Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to take some stuff with me. I'm going to take a business card, well, not a business card because I've not got one, but I'm going to like type something up quite fancy, either on Windows Movie Maker, or I might do like PicMonkey or something like that. Although I think PicMonkey might be paid now. I'm not sure whether it's paid or free anymore, but I'll try and get some sort of nice little card done, and then I can present it nicely. I've got this little card thingy here that I got. I don't know whether you can see that. One sec. Got this little card thingy that, like, it just goes in your cabinet like that, and you slip your card in there. So I got that, and yeah, I'm just gonna go down, and I'm gonna, for one, change some things out of my cabinet. I'm gonna leave some stuff in. I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna ask the lady or the man on the counter, you know, because a lot of the people on the counter have booths or cabinets themselves. So I'm gonna ask them, you know, is there any chance you could give me, could you give a newbie a few tips and stuff like that? I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna networking with them. Maybe they'll help me out a little bit. Hopefully they will. They'll see I'm a young guy. I don't really know what I'm doing in this whole cabinet, you know, booth world. So hopefully they'll see that, and then they'll give me a few tips and stuff like that, which might really, really help me out. And really don't underestimate the power of just talking to one person, because honestly, the amount of times that has given me so much stock, or that's given me a contact that has meant that I've been able to get stock, or meant that I've been able to sell something to someone. Just don't underestimate that power of talking to people, because it can do amazing things. So I'm gonna try chatting to them, and we'll see if we can't really get this going. I had this weird, it's a bit morbid, but I had this weird thought the other day, and so if you don't like morbid things, you might not like this insinuation or this phrase or whatever. But basically, I thought it's like someone, it's like doing CPR on someone. This cabinet, right? I won't go into too much of a morbid detail. So it's just like doing CPR on someone. It's, you know, there's a body there, but there's no response. And this is the cabinet, you know, there's a body there, but there's no response. So I need to do everything I possibly can that will positively breathe life back into that cabinet, just the same as doing CPR on someone. So that was like I don't know where it came from. I was just in the room, I was like, actually, yeah, that analogy kind of works. It's a little bit morbid, but it does kind of work, the analogy. But yeah, I thought of that, and then I thought, well, that's what I need to do. I need to do everything possible positively to get this, to breathe life into this cabinet, to give it that push. And although I've changed some prices, although I've looked into like other cabinets and booths, and you know what they're selling things for, and what are they selling in particular, and that sort of stuff, and I've rearranged things and all that sort of stuff, I think I need to go one step further to be able to really get going. The thing that I also thought to myself as well is that, like, I was expecting a lot more from the cabinet than that's been reality, basically. So I was expecting loads more from the cabinet than actually happened. I was expecting like £80 to £100 a month from my £31. Even at the start, I was like, I bet I can do like 200 quid a month in this cabinet. It was totally just too high expectation, but that's just my confidence level, you know. I'm just like, I'm really, really confident person. So it was, well, I'm not like a confident person. I would say I'm confident on here, and I'd say I'm generally quite confident, but I wouldn't say I'm this confident. Like, talking to you guys now, I'm really, really confident. If I was seeing you physically, I might not be that confident, but I'd still be confident, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so I thought this is going to be great, this is going to be fabulous, I'm going to get X number of turnover and profit a month from it, it's going to be great. Well, not having that start, having like a really rocky start to it, has been really good for me, because it means that I've got to really push myself to get to where I want to be with that cabinet. And then if sales drop off again, like next year in the cabinet, after, let's say, I've been doing some good numbers for a few months with a cabinet, I'm feeling good about it, I know my prices, I know my market, I know my customers, all that sort of stuff, or I know who I'm targeting towards, because I don't really see my customers, but I know who I'm targeting towards. Then if I have a bit of a slump for 1 month, because I've really tried to get it going, when I have that little bit of a slump, I'll be more equipped to deal with it, more well equipped to deal with it, and then I can get back up to strong profits again. So I think it's good that it's worked out, that it's been hard for me. I think it will help me really evaluate where I am with it, and it will help me really focus on what I need to focus on to actually get it going. Otherwise it just won't get going. So I've got to do as much as I can now in the next couple of months to get it going, to really kickstart it, to be able to you know, to realise the dream of having that and expanding. So yeah, where are we? Has anyone found the off button yet? Oh my god. No, I don't think there is an off button. I think I've got the off button actually. Hi Indy, you've missed Ad's take on a recession and reselling. Yeah, it's been a funny one. Where are we? We're all wishing good things. Oh yes, yeah, as well, Lisa. Yeah, all prayers, hopes, you know, all go to you. You know, I know you're going through a really rough time of it. So everyone in the chat, you know, just wish Lisa well. You know, for the future, and for, I think is it your dad? I am right in saying it's your dad who's going through a rough time of it. I did hear on the chat. So yeah, just our thoughts are with you, Lisa. Yeah, so where are we here? I did say 3 to 10 items. Some I've got 4 of. I think it's just random chat in there. 1 second. Oh, we got George Ross. Funny how the brain works. 1 negative has more impact than 100 positive. It is, isn't it, George? It's really weird. Like, I can get like way over 100 positive feedback before I get, like, I don't even know what my ratio is. I've got like 1,800 positives or something. Like 1,700 odd positives, and then like 4 negatives in the last year, or 3 negatives, and that is like a ridiculous ratio. You know, it's like 1 negative per every 300 or 400 feedback, something like that. About 1 every 400, I think, which is a crazy ratio. It's like way less than 1%. But you know, it still gets me, you know, and I think it still gets everyone. But just that one little negative out of all those sales can flip you, you know, can flip your brain. You can go back into this, oh, you know, I'm doing something wrong, or something's not right, and it's not that. And I think that is why I mentioned about reading your positive feedback after you've got a negative. And actually, more I come to think about that, you know, I only just said that off the cuff a minute ago. It didn't even occur to me last night when I was reading my positives. But I think that's a really good idea now, come to think of it in more depth. I think reading those positives will just reaffirm you, you know, just give you that, you know, affirmation that you're doing good. But it is very weird. It is, I have to agree, it's very odd how 1 negative compared to hundreds of positives is such a big thing. He seems like a fighter from what he's been through. I think that's just talk in the chat. Put some Lego in the cabinet, see what happens. That is a good point. I'm gonna put some, you know what I'm gonna put in? I've got a lot of pottery and stuff in there at the moment. Well, what I'm gonna try is actually vintage toys and stuff like that. A few more vintage toys, because the one thing that went is that, well, 2 things actually went, but one of the things was in like an Elvis Thunderbird 1, and it was boxed, and it was really nice model, so I knew that would go. If anything in the cabinet, I knew that one would go. But I think maybe because I'm as I say, I'm outside of the antique centre on a little row in a corridor, and everyone else on that little row in the corridor, or almost everyone, has got vintage toys in there, whether that be die-cast cars. I think there's even people with like pop vinyl figures and stuff like that in there on the little row I'm on. So with me with all my pottery in there, it looked a little bit misplaced. That's why I wanted to be inside the antique centre, because that's where all the pottery and stuff is. So it might be worth, as you say, to try some toys, vintage things in there. So I'm going to get together a good group of items. Maybe things that are listed on eBay and I'll pull them off eBay and stuff, or maybe just things from my unlisted stock. I'm going to pull out some really nice items and then just going to put them in there, as well as talking to someone, as I say, on the counter, and we'll see. We'll just see what happens. It's going to have to be another, you know, after I've done this, it's going to have to be another couple of weeks wait to see what's what, see, you know, give it a chance for some custom to get going in there, some footfall, all that sort of stuff, and then we'll see. But the other problem about being out in the corridor as well is because it's getting a lot colder now in the days, people probably just walk straight into the antique centre and only have a very, very quick glance at the cabinets outdoors. So it's not giving myself the best chance in terms of location, and I was a bit annoyed at that when they did put me there, because I was expecting to be actually inside the centre itself. So I do think that that location is hindering me a little bit, but it's not an excuse. It can't be an excuse. You know, I've got, you know, anyone can do any. It's like saying a bad workman blames his tools. You know, I've got to do the best I can with the things I have, and I can't just make an excuse out of, well, I'm outside so I can never get any sales, because that's not true. It's got to be about me. It's got to be about the effort that I take, you know, the things that I do to enable those sales to come. So, but yeah, that's definitely a good thought there, do-it-yourself lifestyle, and it is one I've been thinking of. Right then, oh god, the chat's jumping like crazy. The Amazon FBA bottleneck has started for me. Oh, sorry, chat jumped. Sorry, god, it's crazy today. Sorry. There we go. Like, god, the chat is going really fast. The Amazon FBA bottleneck has started for me. I know what's coming, and I don't like the sound of this comment. I sent 5 boxes up, and they are all stuck at UPS depot waiting in the queue. It's gonna get worse. If you have stuff to send up, get it there now, up there now. Oh right, it's not as, oh okay, it's not as bad as I thought you meant by the bottleneck. I thought you meant the restrictions, but no, that is pretty bad anyway, because yeah, I remember it this time last year. Well, funnily enough, it was pretty much this time last year, like bang on, almost to the day, when I sent a couple of shipments up, and I think it was to the I don't know whether it was the Manchester depot going last year. I think it was, but I don't know. But I think I sent it to the Manchester warehouse, and it got backed up for like 3 weeks, and it managed to get processed just in time for Christmas. But it was a close one. But then again, I sent another shipment in last year on the 17th of December. Or it might have been the 16th, but it was a very, you know, mid to late December, pretty risky, and that went in within like 2 days. So it was like, what the hell, you know? It's like, you know, it's getting backed up loads in November, but it didn't in December, which was really weird, you know. But maybe it was just me, maybe I got completely lucky on that. But I will be sending boxes up till the 15th of December. I'm not bowing down. I'm getting a shipment a week, every week till the 15th. That's my plan. That's what I've been doing since the 10th of October. So every week since the 10th of October, I've done a shipment. Generally, I try for about 50 items, but sometimes it's a little bit less. But as you very well know, I don't generally do lower value items on Amazon FBA. A lot of the items I'm sending in are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, £100 items, with also a few items over £100, but like, you know, 15 quid is like my minimum. There's maybe a couple of things that I can't help myself but pick up, and they go in for maybe a tenner or something, but, you know, if I'm being totally honest, but, you know, most things I like to be about £15 or above, with my kind of sweet spot being around the £30, I'd say. I sell a lot of stuff, or I send up a lot of stuff around that £30. I like that range. But obviously, a lot of the stuff I buy off eBay, sniping. So I do, you know, slightly pay more than charity shops and stuff, but I still do buy a lot of sealed media from charity shops for like £1 and turn it into 20 quid, 30 quid. So I get best of both worlds really. But with the eBay sniping, you know, if I'm selling something for 30, 35, maybe 40 quid, I'm probably paying a tenner for it, to be honest. So yeah, it's not as good profit margins, but if you target the right stuff on eBay sniping and you target fast selling stuff, it actually works out really well, because you can sell, you know, you can get some good quick sales, and then you can reinvest, and then you can do it again, and you can keep doing that, you know, compounding it basically. But yeah, so it's a shame to hear that, you know, the UPS is, you know, it's starting to get queued up, but we'll see how it pans out anyway. I sent up Monday, retro, they gone live Tuesday night. Oh well, do-it-yourself lifestyle doesn't seem to have a problem. I think it's different for everyone, you know, different parts of the country, different warehouses, all that sort of stuff. I'm so glad I'm not outside Ads' head. His brain goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'd be knackered. Yeah, I know, I do. I just... The problem is, right, the problem is, there's a great quote from Oscar Wilde, and I absolutely love that guy. I really think it, well, yeah, is that, can you say loved in the past tense? Or, no, let's just say love. I'm not going into past tenses and future tenses of stuff, but I love that guy in terms of the quotes he's come up with are brilliant, and he died quite young. He died, I believe, at 46. But that guy knew a lot of stuff for his, you know, the time he had on planet Earth. He knew a lot of stuff, and one of my favourite quotes from him is, well, what my favourite is, "Youth is wasted on the young," and the funny thing is, you never really understand that quote until you've lost your youth. Although I do believe I understand it somewhat, but like when the thing that he's trying to say with "youth is wasted on the young" is, the young don't know what they've got when they've got it. They don't physically test themselves. They don't mentally test themselves. They don't do all that they can when they have their youth. That's what I kind of feel he was meaning by "youth is wasted on the young." Whereas the older, you know, older people, maybe, or middle-aged people, let's say, they understand, they appreciate youth, because they've gone through life, and they've realised, oh, they might have realised, oh my god, I wasted my youth or something, and therefore they're now looking back with regret, or maybe it's with happiness, I don't know, maybe some people look back with happiness that they did the right thing, but then they're looking back and thinking, oh, you know what, you know, youth is really wasted on the young. I wish, you know, what I know now as a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old or a 70-year-old, if I had my young body, how amazing would it be, you know? So, but my favourite, one of my favourite quotes, that's one of my favourite, but also another one of my favourite is, what is it? "The young know everything, the middle-aged suspect everything, and the old believe everything." And I have tested this quote to death with my mum and dad and my grandparents, right? My mum completely believes that Bitcoin is a scam, so now, so she's suspecting that, you know, she's suspecting something. I, as a young person, think I know it all, and that comes through in my videos. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this and I know that, and you know, I'm very much confident like that, even though I don't know everything at all, and even though there's a lot of things that I've probably said on my channel that are completely inaccurate or not fact-checked, I still say them and believe that I know everything. And then my grandparents believe anything. I've tested this on my grandma loads. I've been like, oh, there's been so many instances that I've like tricked her into something, you know, like told her about something that's actually not even real or something, and then she's believed me. I forgot all the instances, but I just had a laugh with her sometimes, and it was because I was trying to validate this quote in my own mind to see if it actually works. But yeah, it's a great quote, that is, it really is. Right, where are we? Question, Ads, do you have a safety net for when sales are slow? Do you buy in with the just keep listing philosophy? I do buy in with the just keep listing philosophy. It's what I've been doing this week. I mean, I had a pretty poor day yesterday, right? Up until about 9 o'clock. All day, I had probably done about 30 or 40 quid in sales all day. And this was up until about 8 o'clock, right? And I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to hit my 100 quid today. I'm annoyed. You know, it's like, well, you know, I don't really get mega worried. I'm like, I do get a bit pissed off because I'm like, oh, I've not hit my 100 quid. But I always think, well, tomorrow might be a 200 quid day, so it'll save me anyway. Or a £170 day, so, you know, it saved me. But, then I was listing, because I always list at night. I always say I always list at night, because I just like listing at night. It's just my thing. So about half 8, about 8, half 8, I start listing. And, I listed 15 items last night, so it was a pretty good night. I did about 500 quid in listed value. I didn't tot it all up, but I know that between 3 items that I listed, it was 250, 260 quid between 3 items. So I'm pretty sure that the other 12 items would have got me up to about 500 quid of listed value. So weirdly enough, I got about 4 sales or 5 sales in the space of, I don't know, half an hour, something like that. Crazy. And I've not checked on my eBay dashboard. Actually, you know what, I'm going to just check. Let me check for you on my eBay dashboard how much I did yesterday. Now, I don't know how much did I do on FBA. I don't think I did hardly any on FBA. It's been really slow FBA for me recently. No, I did, oh my god, I can't even believe that. Oh no, I did a European sale for like 11 euros, but that is it on FBA, like literally it. Mainly because I'm pricing a lot of my stuff on FBA like really high end for Christmas, so I'm sending up shipments, but I'm not really seeing the results immediately, and I'm kind of expecting to see the results immediately, but at the same time I don't expect them to see them immediately because I'm trying to price high. But it's giving me a bit like that. I'm like, I'm up and down with FBA because I'm thinking, well, I'm sending all this stuff in, but I'm not seeing results. And then I'm getting a bit like uptight because I'm not seeing results. But then I remind myself, well, actually, I did price everything really high, so that then everything will go in like between the 10th and 20th of December. So that's kind of my philosophy with FBA. So I did like 11 euros on FBA. As I say, I did like 30 quid on eBay, something like that. And then, as I say, I'll just get into my overview. Where are we here? So yesterday I did on eBay £185.29. That's what it's telling me, Wednesday the 8th of October. And then my 11 euros on FBA, so like 193, something like that. So from going from like a 30 quid day, that I was like, oh my god, this is crap, to, you know, like almost a 200 quid day. And I do believe some of that was from listing. I do believe that when you do a listing session, once you're actively smashing out a few listings, I do think at that point you're more likely to make some sales either just after the listing session or during the listing session. I don't know why, I can't prove it. It's one of those eBay kind of things that you either believe or you don't believe. You know, you either believe that eBay are giving you a boost or they're not giving you a boost, but I do believe, you know, in listing, I do believe that it is something that can impact your sales. So yeah, I just you know, I just believe in the keep listing philosophy. Ad's head is like that animated film, Inside Out. I'm inclined to agree with you a little bit, but maybe not like loads. Question, what's your listings at now, Ads, and how many items listing a week, a month? I don't know. God, why'd you ask? You always ask me so hard questions, Ryan. It's so annoying. Like, you always have to ask me, like, really facts and figure-based questions that I haven't a clue. I'm just one of them people who just lists and that's that. But let's see. So, I've got 851 active plus 254 that I need to relist. So, what's that, like? I don't know. 1,105 listings. I am actually, oh, that's something I wanted to talk about as well. I am actually hitting a barrier now, which is quite nice. Unless I'm listing a lot of items a day, I can't really get above 1,150. And even if I list a lot of items, I can maybe just about get over 150. But then, let's say another day I don't list as many, you know, maybe I'm having a bit of a day off, or a bit of a, you know, just a relaxing day, you know, I'm not listing as many, then it does go down quite quickly. So I'm starting to hit that natural barrier. I think kind of my natural barrier might be more like 1,200, maybe 1,250, before I completely can't go any further. Because what I mean by that natural barrier, if you don't know, basically where you can't list anymore because you're just selling, you know, you're selling as much as you're listing, basically. Now if I really pushed it, I could probably get to 1,400, 1,500, but I would be working like a blooming, like, honestly, it's like crazy. I'd be working, I can't even find an analogy, but I'd be working like crazy to get to that 1,500 and sustain it. So that is actually really nice for me to see, because now I've hit this this sort of sustainability barrier, or this you know, barrier of no entry, really, because I can't go above that. Now what it means, or what it allows me to do, is focus on listed value more, and really start thinking, right, you know, I've hit that barrier now, so what I want to do now is start to, you know, really accentuate that listed value in terms of like per item. So, you know, really focus on higher value. I mean, I do focus on higher value items anyway, but, you know, just really be a bit more selective, and maybe even try and bridge that £10 plus postage gap, because I do a lot of stuff £10 plus postage, but maybe I can now start to increase that a little bit, because I've hit that natural barrier. So, you know, there's no point in me just replenishing with the same value. I may as well replenish with higher value to keep the growth going without actually growing my listings. But saying that, I forgot to show you this actually. I bought this today at the ads for Chancellor. Simple. What do you mean for I'd be a terrible. I don't even know what the ex-Chancellor or the Chancellor or whoever in government does. MPS wouldn't be able to speak. What's MPS? MPS wouldn't be able to speak. MP ads. I would not know. I wouldn't be I couldn't be an MP. I can't do that. I'm not. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to make a vast generalisation or anything, but you hear all this, and I know it's okay. It's in the news. It's probably the worst thing I'd possibly say right now, but you know, you hear about these chancellors and MPs or maybe MPs, you know, being a bit dodgy and a bit corrupt and stuff. Well, you know, I don't want to get involved with all that, even if half of them are. I'm sure most of them are genuine and stuff, but you know, you hear about these ones that are a bit dodgy and stuff, so I don't want to get involved with all that crap, you know. I'd rather build an empire on my own, and then, you know, if anyone wants to be let into my empire, I evaluate them on a case-to-case basis, you know. But I'm like a safe zone, like, you know, in Zombieland, like a safe, well, not a Zombieland, but because I didn't mean Zombieland the film, but like, you know, in like Walking Dead or whatever, a safe zone. I'd be like the leader of the safe zone, you know. That's me, you know. I'm like, well, yeah, you can come in, you know, no, we're not letting you in. You know, I'd be like that, you know. I know that's very like, I suppose it's kind of like dictatorish, but I would be like that, you know. And if I like you, if I think, oh yeah, you're cool, you know, I'd hang around with you, then yeah, you come in, mate, you know. But yeah, it's like my own opinion, you know. Like, I would be the leader of the safe zone, and I would let in who I like. So yeah, okay, it is a dictatorship, but yeah, but still, it's fun. That's what I would do. Hello, have I missed much? Is this an 18+ show yet? No. What is that? DIYL. What is this? DIY. Oh, do it yourself lifestyle. Sorry. Ads to be secretary to Theresa May. God help. No. Retro 1 Scotland 10 boxes and 5 boxes to BX. I forgot where that is. I know the shipping centre though. I think wasn't Manchester though. Right, where are we? I reckon Ad could get us out of the EU without us having to pay a penny. I'd just talk at them. I'd just literally like talk at them and be like, right, okay, we're done. We can't keep up with you. No one would dare argue with him. Whoa. Do it yourself lifestyle. That's a bit blooming far. Jesus. Empire Strikes Back, perhaps. Ads, do you have any money in offshore accounts? No, I don't. How many of us would get in the safe zone? I don't want to say. I mean, there's probably about, I'd say there's about 60% of you that I would let in. There's like 30% of you that I don't know well enough to let in. There's 10% that I'm on the fence about. I'll tell you the ones who I would let in. I'm not going to tell you the ones who I wouldn't, because that's unfair, isn't it? That's just, you know, if you don't have anything really nice to say about someone, just don't say it. That's what I got taught. Although I did break that rule several times in high school, because I was young and I didn't, you know, if I didn't like something, I would voice my opinion on it. But yeah, anyway, so a few people who I'd let in, even though I don't know this person very well, I mean, I do know them from the chat and stuff, but I mean, like, outside of YouTube. Glitter Sunflower, I think I'd let in. Peter Ray, I'd probably let in. Kirsten, I'd probably let in. Gary, I'd definitely let in. Southwest Sellers. Lisa, I'd let in. Do It Yourself, I'd definitely let in. Oh, John Brady, yeah, I'd let him in. I like John. By the way, if I don't say your name, it's not that I hate you or anything. It's just I maybe don't know you well enough to let you in. Oh, George Ross, I'd definitely let in. I can't even see many names in the chat. I don't really know Bumper Picker well enough to let him in, but I kind of like his style, so, you know, I could see me letting him in. Shel Rooney, I'd probably let in. Indie Chick, I'd let in. I don't know. I can't really see anyone else in the chat. It's all the same names going round. Right, where are we? Right, anyway, I'll be going in a minute because we've been a while. Oh, sorry, I didn't even add you. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Stop what Stalker Gary gets in. Oh, sorry, Darren. Smart Reselling, yeah, you get in. Oh, yeah, and Phoebe, you get in. Sue's Piles of Shame, yeah, you can get in. God, bloody hell. Sounds like some really weird nudist camp we're gonna all go to, because it's like, oh yeah, you can get in, yeah. It's like, anyway, on that note, I actually really do want to go to, I need to visit a nudist camp. That's what I need to do. I need to go in summer, strip down, walk in and go, yeah, this is me, you know, that's what I need to do. But enough on my, my pure egotistical confidence on the way my body looks. Yeah, I'll show you this, because that's what I was going to show you. Right, where are we? God, this is funny. God. I am on the, oh my God, the chat's just jumping like crazy. So, this is a, I don't even think you can see it, one sec. Right, there we go. So, this is, yeah, I know people are like, what the hell? Yeah, basically, I am a very weird person, as you know, so I have to say something about nudists or something, you know, or anything like that, so that's all. I didn't mean any, like, weird thing about it. I didn't mean it to be weird, because this is a problem, right? I am so weird that I can't be normal, and I don't know how to behave normal in social situations. Like, I will, like, be really weird in social situations, you know, like really odd. But yeah, anyway, Casio SX-5 paid $6.99 for it. Don't know what you see there, but $6.99. Yeah, one of these is sold for like 27 quid on bids, but most of them have gone between sort of the 40 and 70 quid. So pretty happy with that. Obviously, I need to test it. But I think even if I don't, even if I test it and it doesn't work, that's what I meant. Even if I test it and it doesn't work, I could probably get 20 quid out of it, spares or repairs, looking at solds. So, you know, solds of what we're going for working. So, you know, I think that there's got to be money in that, even at 7 quid. So, I mean, if it's working, yeah, there's going to be great money in it. If it's not working, I think there's going to be some money in it. So I can't complain there. What is going on in here? Peter, oh my God, what is going on? This is crazy. Bit like Carry On Camping, the Barbara Windsor scene with the bar. What happens at a nudist camp if you get I know that's what I want to know, do-it-yourself lifestyle. I want to know that. Does anyone know the answer to that in the chat quickly? Do you all just go into some weird, you know the O word, let's just say the O word, people will know what I mean, but you just all go into some sort of O word together, or what, you know, if someone, or is it like, you better go away and try and get that gone, mate, or, I don't know, what's the acceptable social, not social interaction, but what would you do if that happened, you know? I mean, I wouldn't be that bothered, you know. I'm quite proud, so I'm not bothered. But you know, what would you do? That's the thing. That's the thing. No, that's why I said Daisy. That's why I said in summer, because it would be a bit nippy. I know that. Naked people everywhere. Can't tuck it under the belt. No, you can't. I know, good video. Oh, there was other couple of things I wanted to mention, right? So, I have this idea of this character for the Thursday Talks 100th episode, right? And I wanted to do a prequel type thing, or a bit of a laugh, comedy short. Just a very, very, very short one. It's not going to be like a comedy short. It's going to be it's going to have a bit of a different angle. But it's going to be quite explicit, would be the word. You know, quite in your face, quite, oh my god, you know, not reserved at all. And it is going to be of the, oh, what's a good word that I can use without making this an 18 plus? Let's say a naughty genre, or a naughty persuasion. So, I just wanted to gauge, before I actually record this and upload it, and then everyone has a go at me because I'm just going OTT, like with all the things, like references and stuff. It would be an 18 plus, so it doesn't really matter, you know, I could just 18 plus it, and then, you know, it doesn't really matter because no kids can see it and stuff, but even saying that, kids do find a way around these 18 plus things. But I just wanted to know what your thoughts on that would be as a comedy show. It's gonna be, well, I'll tell you a bit about it. It's gonna be, selling, oh no, I can't even say that, because like, what, because then I'll need to make this an 18 plus. This is really hard, because I can't even describe it, because if I describe it, I've got to make this video an 18 plus, and I don't want to do that. But basically, it's going to be showing some items, some adult, there we go, adult toys, and what they sell for on eBay, from a, basically, an acting standpoint. So, I'm going to be acting as someone else. I won't be myself, I will be a character that I've created. I've created a bio for them, I've created a backstory for them, I've created a story in which how they met me to be able to do the video. I've really gone quite all out with it. I've typed up, you know, a page of information about it, and I wanted to gauge how a lot of you guys would feel about me doing that, because it's going to be over the wire, over the line. That's why it would be an 18 plus. But I just want to get people's thoughts on that. And also, oh sorry, the chat is like stuck again. Sorry. Add, if you do a live chat in the nude. No, it's not a live chat in the nude. I wouldn't go that far. That's even, I think we're going to be alright, you know, because if that's the line, if that's like this little fictional line or whatever, then I think I'll probably be alright doing this one. Peter, what do you think is in his hands at a nudist camera? Oh my god. Right then, where are we here? Sorry, the chat's jumping like crazy. This is going weird. This was about 10 years ago in Spain holiday. I got banned from Ann Summers when I was younger for playing lightsabers with. Oh my god! Oh god, that is terrible. Vintage adult magazines sell well. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna. No, I'm not. Glitter Sunflower. I'm not doing that. Now, I do have an idea for a movie that would have that in, but it's more of a future style drama movie. It's you know, if I ever got the money to do it, I would obviously call my company Ads Emporium Productions, and I would, yeah, I would do it. I would do that movie, but I don't really want to talk about that movie because it's very, I don't know, it's just, obviously it's only a movie, but it's a movie that is very, quite emotional, traumatic. It deals with something that could come along at some point in the future that would be quite bad, really, not a nice future. It's like one of them weird, you know, future horror movie type things. That's the kind of play I'm going for with it, but that would obviously have that in, but it would be tasteful, you know. It'd be kind of like, you know, the first shot would be of the person, and it'd be like the goosebumps on the side of the arm, you know. You wouldn't really see anything of stature or anything like that. But yeah, that's just a movie I have an idea for, but to be able to write that I need both time and money, and also to actually do it, to realise it I need money. So something I want to do in the future, and it's going to cope with different characters, and you know, how they going through depression, and how they're you know, how they don't feel like this life is for them, and stuff like that. It's going to be quite an emotional movie, so I don't really want to talk about it too much, because you'll only enjoy it if you are of a certain personality type. So you know, and it's a bit of a over the line kind of thing. So yeah, right then, we used to have news agents used to help old guys reach the top shelf. Oh my god, oh my god. I'll lend you 10k ads. Let's make it. No, oh yeah, I mean, I'd love to do it, but I'll get the money one day to be able to do it. But I mean, I can write it now, and I could go to a movie theatre or what, you know, movie, you know, what be called, like a record label for movies, like a movie production company, and see if they accept it. But oh, you know what it's like? You know that movie that's out, not out at the moment, but the one where they all die to try and see what it's like to die? It's like that. It's very much like that. I don't know the title of the film, but that's out at the moment, or it's coming out. But it looks very similar to what I want to try and do, but I'm going to incorporate rude or naughty elements to. Well, not rude or not. Actually, it's a very, very cool movie. It would be very, very cool if we got the budget to do it. It would be extremely cool, but I don't have at the moment. I don't have the money or resources to do it, but it would be really cool. Wonder what your future wife would think of this ad. Well, she can watch it. She might be watching it now. I don't know. You never know. I might have 3 wives in the future, or I might have oh God, I don't know. I might have some alien bride in the future, or I might have a man and a wife. We might have a free, you know, what do you call it? One of those relationships where 3 people are together. Because you know me, I'm like 51st century. I don't really care. It's all good to me. So you know, I don't know what the future holds for me. I always say about this, oh, I'm gonna have a daughter in the future and stuff like that. And yes, I would love a daughter, but if we're all being realistic, I don't know that future's going to play out. I really hope it would. I really hope I'd have a daughter, and I really hope I'll call her Antalya, but I don't know that's going to play out. I might be, in my 40s or 50s, I might be completely different place. I might be with completely different relationship dynamic that I would ever thought. I might not even have kids. I might be like one of those people who's like really clean and tidy, and they've got all the latest technology and all the latest you know, cookers and all these sort of lovely gadgets in the home, and we've got a 3-tier home, and they always go to their, you know, they meet their friends who have got kids, and they always say, oh yes, and we've got this and we've got that, and yes, it's all because we didn't have kids. And we try and rub it in the people who've got kids' noses, and the people who've got kids' noses are just like sat there like, yeah, but you know, we've got kids. You don't know how hard it is having 3 kids, and you know, bringing them up, and we've got something more than you've got. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. We've got something more than you've got. We've got love. We've got a family. We've got people to love and care for, and to,
to feel happy with and to experience life with. What have you got? Anyway, I'm just going over the top, sorry. But this is how my mind works. It really analyses people, different, personalities and stuff, and then I can play out certain circumstances in my mind that would be perfect as a film, a movie, a sitcom, or whatever. But yeah, so I'll leave it there. But yeah, as I say, I don't know what the future holds for me, but I'm going to try with all of my might to do what I want to do. And yes, that is reselling, but I can see a time in my life where reselling will be a lot smaller role than it is now. I can see a time where I'm probably not selling on eBay and Amazon, but I'm still doing reselling to some effect. Maybe it's a new platform that's come along. Maybe it's having a bricks and mortar store. Maybe, I don't know, whatever it is. I'll always do reselling, but I can definitely see a point in my life where there will be a drastic turn, and I will do something else, as well as still doing a very small amount of reselling. But yeah, but how would Antalya... No, you've spelled it wrong, Phoebe. It's Antarlia. Feel about you doing... No, they're not. Why? Why do people say... It's not that kind of videos. Oh my god. Question, you got a new PC yet? No, I haven't. Oh my god. How many times? I'm saving up, Ryan. Every week you say, oh, have you got a new PC? No, I'm saving up, for God's sake. It'll get ads kicked off YouTube. What'll get me kicked off YouTube? Back to reality. Anything else apart from the Casio thing? No, sorry, I'll leave it there, guys. I know with the... so the moral of today is this. In an uncertain economic... Sorry, that was so funny by Darren. In the uncertain economic future, go into something with a P word. Oh my god, that is so funny. Not necessarily, but I'll say that stuff always sells, so it might work. I don't know. Nobody would buy that, mate. What? Hey, Darren, add side business. No, Darren, you ever done any? Nobody would buy. Oh, is that what you're saying? Nobody would buy that. Ask him next week, Ryan. Why you strike? Are you or why you stinker? Are you? Why you stinker? Are you? I don't know what that means. Calm down. It's only a commercial. Oh my god. Thanks, Ad. Kept me entertained for an hour. Yeah, that's what we do. I've got to go now because I've got things to get on with, you know. But oh no, I've got to get on with resale. I've got to get on with work now. But no, I've got a lot done. Really, I've been doing. Oh, I don't even think I answered Ryan's question properly. Each week it really fluctuates, but I like to do about 100 listings between like eBay and Amazon. I say maybe eBay about 60, 70 a week. Amazon, you know, as I say, about 30 to 50 or 50, 60. Really depends, but let's say about 100 to 120 listings a week, just to answer your question very quickly. So yeah, good work, Ads. Great chat. Well, I'm sure it entertained a few people. Yeah, I really need to start like branding this chat as you know, as me. I need to start branding myself as a comedian. That's what I need to start doing. I need to start branding myself as not only a reselling comedian, not only maybe a business comedian, but also just a general comedian. Because I'd really like that, but I just don't feel like I don't know. I don't feel like I'd get enough material together. But I think that's every comedian's fear, that they can't create new material. But the thing is, it always comes. It's like with comedy shorts. I might go through a drought where I don't get any material, but then I'll get like 3 ideas in one day. So yeah, it's weird. You are a star. Oh, thank you very much, Phoebe. Right, I will leave it there then, guys. Yeah, got to get back to work. We've got to all get back to work. We can't have fun and games all day. So yeah, I will see you in the next one, guys. And don't forget, it is the giveaway very, very soon. So that'd be really cool. I must bring Kit Kat coffee and vitamins to the next one, Chris. Oh my god. Right, I'll see you very soon, guys. Thanks for watching.